Group 4? Anyone? Group 5? You go first.
我是第一个，我是第一个。
I'll go first, and then you go.
好。
Because I said it at make up, so you need to undo the cave, okay? Before 9:30.
我可以下载 Excel 啊，我为什么要开 PDF 啊？这样身心障碍者更方便使用文件。在哪里啊？这个吗？在哦，哥，不是冷气。Calling Mister。恭喜你的车中快点。等一下，是哪一页啊？就是这个。我看出来你紧张了。小助手，小助手千万种。好，我检查一下。这个是Excel。OK，对。拜拜，See ya。告诉我。手牵断中。等一下啦，看一下啦。
You all good? If you're good, then
那个37没有删掉。就这样的。等一下，等。看一下我书包这个这样子。都丢了，我这个丢了，这个丢了。有说出来没？这个被还钱吗？我没看完呢。怎样的啦？我没看完。
我们开头还要你讲。
我开头还要我讲。
对啊。
it's okay.
好，
instrumental to understand the information displayed. We suggest that the electronic signage was generally easy to understand and impossible cognitive. Nearly 70% of respondents agree that the signage help them find information quickly, indicating that the design supports information search and navigation. And the results show that the electronic signage system successfully reduced users' cognitive effort while improving navigation efficiency. Most notification reports that the information was easy to understand and that they could quickly locate the information they need. This findings suggest that the signage design effectively supports wayfinding and enhance the overall user experience.
Next is mental overload. Ahead of 65% of respondents found the synergy clean and easy to understand without requiring extra cognitive effort, indicating that the visual and information delivery of the science is highly effective. Only a small minority feel that interpreting them was difficult. Next is task complexity. Combining the disagree report 1 and 2 reveal an overhead of the respondents finding their way around this space to be the absolute release. This indicate that the synergy system map guidance or overall layout is user friendly, making it difficult for most people to get lost. In contrast, less than 20% of people find navigation difficult.
So in the discussion, we found several important results from the survey. First, the most respondents think that the signage system helped them correctly understand the direction. Like about 65% of participants selected agree or strong agree, showing that the most people feel the signage is effective and easy to follow, with the only small numbers of the negative response. In addition, we found that social media and online reviewers strongly influence customer decision making. The respondents say they usually search for the information online before purchase product, which shows that digital platforms play an important role in the decision process. However, some people still rely on their personal experience. They make decisions. This means that although online information is important, personal judgment still cannot be ignored. Overall, the result shows that both signage system and online information are effective in a difficult way, and customer satisfaction is currently high, indication in a positive overall experience.
And our options based on the survey results, most participants believe that the smart wayfinding signage was easy to understand. With a clear design and organized information layout, most users could quickly implement decisions without feeling overwhelmed by the emotion. However, some participants maintain that people with nearsightedness or a weaker sense of vision might experience difficulties when reading or imprinting the signage, requiring more time to understand the emotion.
auxiliary design for special ethnic groups, and the integration of virtual and real channel will be the focus of future improvement. My question is, what is auxiliary? The word auxiliary. In order to further optimize the experience, the auxiliary design. What is auxiliary design? Even me, I don't know. That's why I really don't know what you wrote. That's why I asked. I don't want to like test you, but I really don't know what auxiliary design. That's what I would like to ask. So I don't want to test you. I really don't know. So what is it? Sorry, could you please use it?
Like helping.
Helping. Helping, sorry.
Helping. Help.
Help, helping who? And helping to what? Or means like what kind of help you offer? Auxiliary design. So for special ethnic groups, what do you mean ethnic group? It means like a different nation, different language, or what? Auxiliary design for special ethnic groups. So I know that auxiliary help auxiliary means help, right? Design to help. And then what kind of help that they can offer?
Like maybe helping the people like they can see or they can hear, or the people who they really in need, like the sitting on the really well.
The wheelchair.
Yeah, the people.
Okay, so go back to the before last, this one. Before, your opinion. You say that, however, some participants mentioned that people with nearsightedness or weaker sense of direction might experience difficulties when reading. So, what kind of suggestion that you can offer? Nearsightedness and weaker sense of direction might experience difficulties when reading. So, what kind of suggestion you can offer?
Maybe the word on the screen.
Second?
The word on the like
The word of the line.
on the screen they can be more bigger, like to
Ah.
help people to see clearly.
That's good. Okay, that's good. Okay, that's good. Okay, I think that's all. Thank you so much. Wait, one suggestion. I think everyone here, if you wrote something in your portfolio, you need to understand. Okay, because you are the one that wrote the word. If you don't understand what you wrote, it is not only happen in my class. I mean, someday when you work or in other, if you don't understand, don't write it. Just like if you say auxiliary design, I don't think that even me, I don't know. It is simple that just help to make it, the design make it better. That's all. It's easier. Okay. You're welcome. Next, I think whose group already, group one, you complete, right? Who is one? Group. Complete. Group member complete. Yeah, then we do. So we don't say. Don't forget the timer.
You don't know these words.
Auxiliary. Yeah. How? That's like common English word.
Let me check the word first, and the actual word. Okay, I checked the answer out there. Okay, now you go to your presentation. You can start it.
Hi everyone, we are Group 3. Our topic is smart wayfinding, effectiveness, and user experience in Taipei. Think about it, Taipei is a super busy city. When people look for direction, do smart signs actually help or do they just confuse you more? That's exactly what we want to find out. First, let's look at how we collect our data. We use a 5-point scale survey on Google Form. This helps us measure how users really felt about the sign, like if they were easy to read or too messy. We got 68 valid responses in total, which is great for our analysis. Now, who answer our survey first? The gender mix is pretty balanced. 57% female and 43% male. Second and most importantly, 66% of our users are between 18 and 25 years old. We call them digital native. They are great with technology, but if they find a smart sign confusing, then the system definitely has a problem.
This slide presents all the weakness and strengths of the sickness system. So on the left, 43% of users experience trust anxiety, and 32% feel overwhelmed by the amount of information provided. And on the right, 63% agree that the sickness helps them find information. And users also rated the symbols and readability positively. And overall, the system is effective, but simplifying information could improve the user experience even further.
The first one is information display. Based on the survey, most respondents give ratings of 3 and 4, which suggests that users experience a moderate level of difficulty when navigating the system. This indicates that the way information is presented may not always be clear or easy to understand, making navigation less efficient. The second issue is route complexity. Many respondents agreed that there are too many route options to consider. In fact, almost half of the respondents selected ratings 4 or 5. This suggests that users might feel overwhelmed when choosing routes leading to what is known as choice anxiety.
Most respondents agree that the signage helped them build a mental map of the environment, with over 90% giving rating between 3 and 5. This suggests that the signage support user understanding of the spatial layout, although there is still room for improvement. The results show that 66.2% of respondents rated the signage positively 4 to 5. signage is generally effective for wayfinding. However, some users still experience difficulties, suggesting opportunities to improve clarity and consistency.
So in conclusion, Taipei Smart Wayfinding System already has a strong visual design and functional foundation. However, the main issue is the overly dense information hierarchy. Because too much information is displayed at once, users may feel overwhelmed and need more time to process the directions. So we have two recommendations. First is progressive information disclosure. So the main display should only focus on essential navigation information, such as major routes and directions. And more detailed information like store locations and additional services can be accessed through QR codes on users' smartphones. Second is smart route filtering. Instead of showing every possible route, the system should automatically recommend the single fastest or easiest path based on the user's needs. And overall, these improvements can make Taipei's smart wayfinding system more user-friendly, intuitive, and effective for everyone. Thank you.
This one. Before. I mean, upgrade, up. You know, just going quick. I think the one that has like the left graphic has a higher, going down. This one. Right. So, I think that you already mentioned, but I would like you to explain to me what happened in the divide in user experience. Some of the respondents mostly, also not mostly, but then some part have the answer very disagree. Yeah, I mean disagree enough. Yeah, the 2, right? 2. The score is 2 in the divide in user experience. You know the graphic, right? The number 2 is a bit higher. So what is going to what happened? Explain what happened.
A lot of people disagree that there are not too much information.
There are not too much, or there are too much. There are not too much information, or there are too much information.
Not too much.
If there are not too much information, it's supposed to be okay, right? It means that they're happy. Okay, because if not too much information, it means that it's easy to read. So they're supposed to be a 3. Because it's user experience, so they're easy to experience, right?
But you can see the number 3 is higher than the number 2.
Okay, I know it's a 3 and 4 number 2, but there are also some of the people there 2 still disagree. So what do you think that why they answer this 2?
Maybe because they're not sure, so they just pick the middle answer. And maybe because not a lot of people have experienced the Taipei thing in person, so they just like.
Now go to another one. This is called choice anxiety and root complexity. So again, there is a number 2. Okay, now let's see that number 2 is mean that they are disagree, right? Number 2 means they disagree. So their disagree is a little bit higher. So they think that they use this one, they feel anxiety and they still feel complex and confused. Is that true? Right. So what you might think it's happened, why they think that I think that the root is very simple, right? It's just like a small sun and then they move. It's very simple. Why they still have anxiety and root complexity? What do you think?
Maybe because not everyone understands like Taipei, especially tourists. If they, and mostly like usually elderly people don't really understand how to like go to like other places only using like Google Maps and stuff. And
But I think that your respondent mostly are 18 until, let me check. Your respondent, oh okay, your respondent is mostly are 18. Okay, some of them are 41 until 60. Right? Some urban is 60 plus. I don't know who you, grandma or grandpa, anyhow. So my last question for you, which one do you think is better, using the Google Map or this one? And why?
Google Maps.
Why?
Because it's clearly. Because I use phone 10.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Please stop the timer. Okay, anyone group already complete? If you complete, you can go first. I think you check your Excel file first. Group number 1, right? Yes.
Con qua các bạn đấy.
Okay, I wanted that you also add some another question in your survey. You in the last question you add like how awesome is our survey. Wait, the reminder rate is 1 until 10. Okay, she's rating, right? Okay. No worries. But some people do not answer. Don't know what. What is this? Okay. Now you can start, and before you start, please set the timer. Okay, you can start. Okay, so it's our presentation of the questionnaire. So, my part was about does the signage contain complex location. So from the data, we see that 50% disagree, while 70.2% remain neutral, and 32.7% agree that the sign did contain complex. But overall, this shows that the sign was relatively easy to understand, and on how to like navigate through everyone one's surrounding, and was useful because it didn't have any complex information.
And for my part, the second part, I think visual design, the question I chose was text and signage is easy to read. So in my opinion, it's like 54% of surveyors agree that the signs easy to read,
presentation is confusing. In the personal perspective, like most respondents disagree that the signage present is confusing, and the large group select by like the number 4, like about like 19 answer, and probably like 37%, followed by 3, neutral 21%, and second only like 19, and only 9.8% is for like the first one, agree about like for the signage is confusing. So section 4, understanding the navigation information required concentration. The responses are relatively mixed with the largest group select. The third one, neutral at 29%. However, the combined percentage of respondents who agree rating 1 and 2 is 45%, which is higher than those who disagree. Rating 4 and 5 at like 25%. This suggests that many users feel that understanding the navigation information requires some level of concentration.
This is section 5. This slide shows how easy to remember the directions after using the sign. So most people, about 37%, agree that they could easily remember the direction after using the sign, while 29% remain neutral. Only a small percentage disagree. This indicates that the sign helps users remember direction effectively.
So for section 6, the question is, can they reach their destination quickly by using the signage? The opinion says like most of people, 39.6% of that video says the signage helps them to reach their destination, but most of them are remains neutral about 24.5%, and 20% says that the signage really helped them quickly with the signage. The conclusion is the survey proves that to be a success on helping them guide the routes of Taipei 101, making the signage improve efficiency to reach the destination on where they want to go. It is really easy to read, have a clear information, and most people understand the information that the sign gives. Thank you everyone for listening.
Yeah, I have a question. Slide before this one. I can reach my destination with ease in the signage, and mostly they disagree that they cannot find the place. Most of them agree, yeah. And disagree or agree? Agree. I can reach my destination.
What is agree? Part is disagree.
Wait. So how do you create your so the small number supposed to be, I don't know how do you create your slide. So the small numbers supposed to be disagree or agree. Because if you give a wrong numbers, it means that all of your graph, I think the logical is gonna be, how do you say it, reverse. Let's say that you say that I can reach my destination quickly using the signage. So most of them you say is agree because the small numbers is agree. Okay, goes to the next question. Before the question before. I can easily remember the direction after using the signer. Agree. Nice, this is correct. Okay. Next, before. Understand the navigation information required by concentration. Agree. Because it means that they all agree. You understand the navigation information require concentration. Okay, this is all agree that they need to focus. Okay, before. Let me see. The Senate presentation is confusing. Agree. Now, this is the problem. If you say that disagree, the silent presentation is confusing. So to make sure that you need really, like what I say in the class, the small number is supposed to be disagree, and the bigger number is supposed to be agree. It doesn't make any sense like that if you give the wrong information, so the small number is supposed to be very disagree and bigger number is supposed to be agree. You need to see my PowerPoint. Okay. So with that said, they say that they are. So the conclusion there, the signage is confusing or no?
So the conclusion, like most people like think like the number 4 that disagree, that means like they are not confusing about the signage. That means like the signage is no.
Okay, the most respondent disagree that the signage presentation is confusing. Okay, go to before slide number. Okay. My opinion that more than her surveyor agree that the signage is easy to read. Wait, this is now it's confusing. You see that? My question is that, right?
I was like, oh shoot, I did it backwards, and then I fixed it on this one.
Sorry.
So on our form, our Google form, we did it backwards. We realized we were building this. And then I was like, oh, and then I like did my best to fix it. I only fixed for this one. And then I was like, yeah.
So it means that so your Google form is the smaller number is disagree or agree? Agree.
Yes.
And then
For
you
this one.
you fix it.
I fixed it.
Now so you notice that it's going to be weird, right?
Yeah.
See, this is very fatal when you create a survey because you see that your graph and then the other is not matched, right? My question because more than the survey agreed. Okay, agreed. So it means that if you're not a number 1 supposed to be agreed, then number 1, 2 supposed to be higher.
For this
But
one,
you fix it, right?
And 5 is 3.
Yeah, because you fix the graph up high. Okay, so you know the issue because you give the wrong numbers of the questionnaire. So you have to be careful. Otherwise, in the future, I think that our department, even if you're doing a project, the third year, most of the students will have the survey questionnaire. If you are wrong, given numbers, your graph gonna be inconsistent between each others, and difficult to explain. Okay? I don't have any further question because it's already confusing. Okay, thank you. Next. the question is makes sense. The amount and function of the system is really overwhelming. That's honestly easy. Okay. Now you can press the timer and you can start. Okay.
Hello everyone, we are Group 4. Today we will present our project about smart filing system. We use the questionnaire to study how user feel about smart signature, including its design, readability, and usefulness. Next. Next, we will look at the results for section 1 and 2 of our questionnaire. The first question is if the smart signer had too much or difficult information. According to the chart, most people choose disagree. This means that most users didn't think the information was hard to understand. A few people thought there was too much information, but overall the signage was easy to read. It shows that the smart wayfinding system gives information in a clear and simple way. The second question asks if the signature layout was clear. The results show that most people choose agree or strongly agree. The largest group chose strongly agree. This means that users think the signature is neat and easy to find. A clear layout helps users find information more quickly and makes navigation easier. Overall, the results from section 1 and 2 show the user think the signature is easy to understand and easy to use. Therefore, the smart finding system receives good feedback for its information and design.
Now let's move on to section 3 and 4. The third question investigated whether the signage design increases users' confusion. The chart shows the most respondents selected disagree, indicating that the signage does not make them feel confused. They suggest that the smart wayfinding system communicates direction and information effectively, helping users avoid misunderstandings or uncertainty while navigating. Reducing confusion is especially important in public environments because it directly affects navigation efficiency and overall service quality. The fourth question examines whether navigating the environment requires a significant amount of mental effort. Although some respondents felt that navigation required a certain level of concentration, most responses were close-checked around the lower and middle rating. This indicated that users generally do not experience a high cognitive burden while navigating. This finding suggests that the smart signage provides sufficient and clear guidance, allowing users to find their destinations without spending excessive time or effort thinking about directions. In summary, the result from section 3 and 4 shows that users generally do not feel confused when using the smart wayfinding system and do not need to invest excessive mental effort. Therefore, the system appears to be effective in reducing will discuss result from section 5 and 6. The fifth question examines whether user could easily remember directions after using the signage. The chart shows the most respondents select agree or strongly agree, with rating of 4 and 5 receiving the highest responses. This indicated that the smart signage not only helps users reach their destinations but also improve their ability to remember those information. When users can remember direction more easily, they become less dependent on signage in future visits and can navigate more efficiently. The sixth question focused on whether the signage improves navigation efficiency. The results were highly positive, with most respondents agreeing that the signage helped them navigate more quickly and effectively. This suggests that the smart wayfinding system reduces the time needed to locate destination and improves navigation accuracy. For large public environments such as metro stations, shopping malls, and tourist attractions, improved navigation efficiency can significantly enhance customers' satisfaction and overall service quality. In conclusion, the results from section 5 and 6 indicate that smart signage helps users remember direction and improves navigation efficiency. Therefore, respondents generally gave positive evaluation regarding the effectiveness of the smart wayfinding system in supporting navigation tests.
Next is conclusion. Smart wayfinding signage is easy to understand and helps users find direction more quickly, and it reduces confusion, finding the road easier, and improve the overall customer experience. And our group's opinion is smart signage is especially helpful for first-time visitors and tourists, and clear information design can reduce stress and improve the visitor to finding their road efficiency. And future system within could integrate real-time update and personalized guidelines through mobile applications. Thank you.
I don't have so much question. I think because everything is makes sense. But I come back to the slide number 2 on. Yes. Can you make it bigger? And could you please help me to read the question of the graphic because it's way too small. I cannot read. Okay. The question in above the graphs. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Can you just give the same content complex information? Basically, okay. Goes to the right. The layout of the signage is visually organized. Also agree. Okay, then I don't have any problem because it makes sense. Good, thank you. I think number 2, right? I'll be 3. Okay, okay.
small navigation and user experience. First, I would like to introduce the background and objective of our study. As smart cities continue to develop around the world, technology is increasingly used to improve urban lives and daily life. In Taipei, smart wayfinding systems have been introduced in public space to help people navigate more easily. However, users may still face challenges when using navigation systems. Therefore, the objective of this study are to evaluate the effectiveness of smart wayfinding system and understand user navigation experience and efficiency. Next, I will introduce the 6 dimensions of our questionnaire. The first dimension is information complexity, which evaluates whether there is too much information on the signage. The second is visual design, which evaluates whether the text, colors, and icons are easy to understand. The third is mental overload, which measures whether users feel confused when using the signage. The fourth is text complexity, which evaluates how difficult to navigation text is. The fifth is learning focus effort, which examines whether the signage helps users learn and remember routes. Final, navigation efficiency evaluates whether users can find their destinations quickly and easily. This slide shows respondents' basic information. Among all respondents, 52.9% were male and 47.1% were female. Most respondents were between 18 and 25 years old. In terms of intentionally, most respondents were Taiwanese. Overall, the majority of participants in this survey were Taiwanese students aged 18 to 22.
And first looking at our user, over 30% of them are students. And look at the radar chart and table. The big winner here is navigation efficiency at 3.86 and visual design quality at 3.77. Listening, user find the system efficiency and nice to look at. And on the flip side, mental overload scored the lowest at 2.75. At 35, this is actually great. It proves the user felt very little stress or confusion while using it. And let's look at the 3 areas where the system performed best. One is directional clarity. This got our highest score for 4.25, almost 72% of users agree it's easy to find the right direction, and we got 0 negative feedback. And 2 is efficiency boost. Around 49% agree that the system successfully saved their travel time. And 3 is readability. Over 62% give positive rating, proving the font and layout choice are perfect.
As most of survey respondents were Taipei locals, the results made sense. It felt a bit like looking for a convenience store, a pleasant surprise for visitors. But for locals, the directions are already hardwired in their head. I went to check it out myself too. The sign is generally cool, but the moment I was done, I quickly opened Google Maps. It told me wait times, once nearby, and it's already in my pocket. Why walk over to tap
data, the system performed well overall. Negotiation efficiency scored the highest among all metrics at 3.86. Visual design and technology also revised high rating. Decisional security averaged 1.25 with zero negative feedback, and mental rate was only 2.35, meaning users found the system easy and free to use. Surface gap identified, but we also found a key problem. 70% of our users were students, not actual tourists. This system is meant to service visitors like a city business card, but the people who taste it don't match the goals. This is a clear US mismatch. Recommendations. So we have 3 suggestions. First, ADD multinational support to service international business. Second, include local landmarks like 7-Eleven or MRT exist as reference points. Third, future studies should include more device participants, different age group, and foreign visitors. Closing, this system has a strong foundation, but to truly become a city business card for tourists, the design needs to go back to the people it is really made for. Thank you, everyone.
Good. I like the slide is good and easy to understand. But I have a question. Could we go to the slide number this one? I have a question. Overall performance means score. Okay. How do you calculate means?
老师他听不懂英文。
How you calculate mean score? You have like a 3.55, 3.77, 3.58, right? You
总结给 AI， 然后就要帮我计算。
Hey, come here. You know what? AI? How do you again think first? You need to think first and then answer. If you don't know how to answer in English, you can use Google Translate. Okay. Now my question is, you see there's a 3.5. 3.56, 3.77, 3.58, 2.67, 2.60, and 2.35. How you get this number? Okay. This is mathematics. This is wait, but this is very simple mathematics from junior high school. So you have to get the answer.
Send the information at Gemini and they
Just think about it. Okay, I know that maybe you use Gemini or ChatGPT, okay, but just think about it. How you get this number from the Excel? How do you get this number from your Excel? How you get this number? Your phone to I don't want to teach you mathematics here, but it's very simple. You have to think how, or everyone you need to think how to get this number from your Excel. Because your Excel you have like 50 numbers, right? So how you get this number? And your Excel only give you the diagram, right? But how you get this number? This one you cannot really rely on the ChatGPT or Gemini because you have to know what this number, and you need to, when you do presentation, you need to when you write something, you need to be able to explain. Go back to your front class. Go to your front class. Go exit first. Exit. Escape. I mean like go to that. Yeah, and then go to your front class. I think I already opened the front class, right? Don't do it. You show me your weakness to all of your friends. Going down, down, and then this one, and then some scratching. Find your Okay, go to the right. Go to the right. To the right. Now this is offset. Now you try to calculate. You calculate the try to the survey.
我是自然。
Good, you try to right. How do you calculate the means?
就全部加起来，然后再
Right. How? Yeah, explain.
explain how.
How do you
Add it all and everyone.
all? But you have 5 categories, right?
I mean, like the in rows, like add all the rows and everything. Right?
So this is how you calculate. So you can go. You can go. So when you come to so there is a 5 categories, right? In the okay. If I'm not mistaken, there is how do you say it? There's a 5 categories in the questionnaire. If I'm not mistaken, there is let me check for you. There is a 5 categories. Information complexity, there is a 5 question. Visual design, there is a 5 question. Mental overload is 5 question. Task complexity, 5 question. Part number 5, learning focus, and part number 6, navigation efficiency. Now, there is this 5 question represent in this one, right? This one, right? So what you need to do is, the first thing is you need to average, doing the average is correct, doing average for these 5 questions, okay? Average for this one. So you can do the, for example, for this, so insert,
Okay, for example, like this one, you need to average for this 5 question for every person. For every person, so there is a 50%, right? So you do average for every person. So you have the average, and then in the other hand, after you finish the average, you can average for every the total numbers, and you can have the means. Okay, so this is how you get the means for the one category. Okay, now you can have this one, and for every person, the average for okay, after you average for every person, and then in the end, you can do the average for the total, and you can have the number here, which is the 2.55, or you can say that is 2.6 the average or the mean. So this is how you can calculate for the first category. So in the category, they have the 5 questions, right? So you have to average for all of this. Of course, you need to do the average for every person first. This one, every person, and then after that, you need to make the average for the total of the respondents, and you will get the average of the this. Replace your slide. This is slide. And you can have like these numbers. However, you need to check, because you cannot rely on the ChatGPT or Gemini, because they cannot. You need to double check for the calculation for the ChatGPT or Gemini, because it's not really correct. Okay, so this is information complexity. Information complexity. So 2.67, right? So like what I say here. So it's also 2.5 or 2.6. So this is 2.6 for the average. 2.6 for the means for the first category. It's almost the same, 2.6. So this is how you get the calculation for the means. However, you need to, for the information complexity, that's why you need to still check if you're doing this one with the. It's good. It means that you know that there is you can make a means calculation for this category, but however you need to recheck, double check for the mean standard. Okay, so this is how you get the mean for every category. Okay, this is very basic mathematics. Make sure that you understand, so you cannot really rely on the AI. And again, like if you're doing the presentation, show that you really understand. It is very basic conversation. In any occasion, if you present something, please make sure. If you do not know, just show to the audience. Okay, this is my knowledge. I just know this one. Don't pretend that you know much better, because you don't know your audience. Maybe your audience is way much smarter or way more experienced than you. This is just show you your weakness easily to your audience. So every time you make a PPT the presentation, especially the one that you show, please show that you totally understand. Even the words like auxiliary design. Even me, I don't know. That's why I really ask you. what is auxiliary set, and I believe that not all of you understand. So please make sure that you show everything that you totally understand in your slide. Okay? So this is, you're doing good, you're doing this one. So you also have the navigation efficiency, learning. I don't know also how to have this chart area. For me, I don't know. But you know, I think that you can do it, use the in the business intelligence class, and next semester you need to take my class, business intelligence. We use Power BI to create this one. And I believe that you don't know how to do this one. Okay, so I don't know how do you get this number, which is very good. I really appreciate it. But again, you need to show the things that you really understand with your presentation. It is very good suggestion for you. Again, when you do a presentation, make sure that you totally understand what you wrote. Okay, and now you're doing very good job. I like you found these things. Okay, so this is group number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 finished, right? Okay, now next the rest we in the next week. Make sure that you for the group that haven't present yet, please come to the class. Okay, now we will have first attendance check. Okay, so please make sure that you scan QR code. Okay, so if there's no question, thank you for coming. See you next week. Okay, next week I still